Hey, welcome to Endgame Club. This is Saturday morning of week number 4, and most of our Endgame Club seems to have gone to the Cleveland Open, or a lot of our Saturday gang. So we're having a miniature tournament here with just me and Elton, actually. But I thought we'd go ahead and play a few rounds, and Elton seemed to be up for it. So what we decided to do is play 4 rounds. Taking turns being white and black, and we're gonna play. We just finished 2 actually pretty challenging rook endgames, and now we're gonna try a couple of strategy things. We'll see what they have. Okay, now I have the black pieces, so it'd be my turn to challenge. And we do put the word black in the challenge, so match Elton W20 3 black. So this was going to be 3 seconds to move. And good luck. And 86. Oh, this is a toughie. Okay. I believe that this is Rubinstein versus Alekhine. Alekhine? Anyway. Elton has got the advantage here with the white pieces, and that's Rubinstein's side. This is from the chapter on the problem of exchanging, the question of when to trade your pieces. So you see, first of all, immediately a bishop takes knight option, and possibly later in the game a chance to trade 1 or 2 rooks. And I can certainly give you the short version of what it says in Shereshevsky, which is you should trade down when it's going to be a good endgame, and don't trade if it's going to get you into a bad endgame. So you're welcome. Now this is a funny move. I think I'm going to play here. So, I don't think this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Uh-oh. Yep, he's going after the e6 pawn. That is not acceptable. Of course, one thing they don't tell you when you get into Endgame Club is that you really have to get some practice. That seems like the natural move. Sometimes I have to make a quick decision. So Elton seems to have temporarily lost a pawn. I'd love to get that bishop off the board. I'm feeling like that bishop is causing me trouble. So I'm thinking h5. And then if he retreats to h3, I can fork him there. He might just take this e6 pawn now. h5, bishop e6. Then the knight fork. Then the knight takes the rook. Okay, no, I think this is solid. Oh yeah, h5, rook takes knight. and pawn takes, and it's not so clear. But I still want a pawn, so let's try this. Okay, there we go.
Check.
Take back. This happened in the European Championship, by the way. Famous moment a few years ago, and it was I want to say Asmai Parashvili, who's also the vice president of FIDE, the World Chess Federation. But one of the players was doing very well. This happened on one of the top boards, I believe, and it was a clear touch move violation. I think basically the guy made a bad move, but he at least started to make a bad move, and it was an indisputable touch move. And Asmai Parashvili, he just goes, you know what, go ahead and just take it back. I don't want to win that way. And needless to say, that affected the results of the tournament. So some of the other players were like, wait a second, you can't just like give the guy his move back, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they were all very upset and emotional and stuff. So let's see what we can do here. I think what we can do is rook fd7 and then rook d4. And that should keep everybody happy. So, costly blunder from Elton there. Once you'll take g6, yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Elton, not accepting the takeback, has decided to play on here. But, tough position. That's okay. Yes, and a checkmate on the board, which I guess we both overlooked. Let's go ahead and just put that king on the back rank there where he'll be happy. And with the knight on d3, he can't approach my rook. So, it really takes away black's or white's options. I can go wander around and kill everything with my king. The reason that old blitz players do this, if you play on the Internet Chess Club, you get in the habit of just take all of the material off the board because it's a half point. No matter what happens on the clocks now, if the other player doesn't have any material,
checkmate.
The worst that could happen would be a draw. It also is just a simple way of playing, so something to do. Let's see. Yeah, so Elton and I have got this working now. See how it goes right into the examine mode. Now he's threatening my pawn, so I played here. Got two rooks protecting the pawn. I think your bishop is a good piece, so You could trade. Maybe. I don't know. I don't actually know. Yes. Maybe king f1. That's something we learned. So you always want to get your king in the game as soon as it's safe. With 2 rooks on the board, you might just get the king a little closer. But the king in the center is nice. An active king in general, you want to use the king in the endgame. It's an interesting point though in Shereshevsky. I believe the very first real chapter, there's an introduction, and then chapter 2 is centralization of the king. And this is flexible. This is maybe early in the endgame. The idea is not just an active king, but a king in the center of the board is a king which is only 2 or 3 moves away from wherever it needs to be. Whereas, of course, the bishop and the rooks and things, they can move quickly, right? So if you have a choice of several plans, and one of the plans involves your king being in the middle of the board, that's probably the best plan. Certainly, at least like they say, ceteris paribus, all other things being equal. Take the plan that gets your king the best thing. That looks good. I think, by the way, this story, it may actually go more like this. Yeah. I guess Rubinstein is very good with the rooks. So he plays the endgame. I don't think it's clear who's better, by the way, if you're watching this video, and also for saying that to Elton. But this is, I believe, what happened in the game, is that he controlled the C file, and then I think maybe bishop takes knight and rook c7, and he got some pretty good rook position. I'm not sure. But I don't quite have the answers, and I also don't exactly want to tell you all the answers and like take away the fun of learning it and just analyzing it for yourself. So another interesting position from Endgame Club, and this is in Shereshevsky, definitely in the chapter 4. I think it's the problem of exchanging. X at H1. But so thanks for watching the video, and we'll bring you round 4 in our final round.